What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Captain's Lounge. Like I said before, in the last one I did with Donchi, I am trying to make these more of a open conversation with a lot of different creators of various sizes, just to kind of talk about content creator journeys, little insight, or just for some people, look behind the curtain as to the thought process and things like that. Today, I brought a guy that is very near and dear to my heart, a guy that I've known for a while. Been doing content for what, a couple years now, right? It's been
Yeah,
a good
about 3.5, about 3.5,
3.5.
4. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guy ALW Lecupboy.
Yes, sir, man. How you doing? How you doing, man? I'm glad you had me on, man. I just first of all, I just want to say I've been, I'm glad to see all your progress and everything, like seeing you from the start and just watching your journey and everything like that. It's been inspirational, bro. And I really, I'm glad to see the success start flowing in as it is. And I know this is just the beginning, but just know I'm watching.
I appreciate that, dog. Yeah, man.
Yeah, for
Same to
sure.
y'all, dog. Same to y'all too. I think we've had like conversations in the past in general, just about y'all, because I know you've had to kind of transition sometimes from like group content stuff to
Hmm.
individual stuff.
Yeah,
But it's just the consistency is starting to pick up more with y'all, and I'm really proud of the consistency I'm seeing from y'all in general. But
yeah,
to kick things off, what I want to do first and foremost is kind of look at the start of everything and what kind of inspired you to start content in general. I know for most people, it's the meta now. It's the bag. The bag is there now for
for
most people.
sure,
But
for sure.
what made you want to start the journey in general in regards to creating content?
So it kind of was just so honestly, it started with streaming. So
Mm,
I found out, I went to college. College didn't really work out at the best for me. COVID hit. I was kind of just in a weird space. I didn't know what to do. I had moved back home. And then that's kind of when the rise of like black streamers, like not it was
mm,
already black streamers, but like a little bit more on my side of the black, you feel me? Like,
right.
they were a little bit it was dreadheads coming out, it was a whole lot of people, like,
Hmm.
people I could kinda relate a little bit more to, and they weren't the best, like, it wasn't like they were cracked at games, and I know I'm good at games, but I'm not cracked, but,
Right.
I could
Right.
just seeing them being able to just benefit, I'm watching it, and I'm like, "Man, like, this is I can see myself with my homies having the same experience, making the same content and making it, making something out of it. And it just seeing the beauty of that. And then that was just where I just started with the okay, so I'm gonna start gaming, I'm gonna stream my games. I play the game all day. Why not
Hmm.
cut the stream on? And then as that kept going, I kind of fell in love with it. Like I really like I like content in
Hmm.
general, but streaming, I fell in love with it. Like just the interaction with the chatters, even though I'm not big, like the few that come in and the ones that stay in, like it's just
Hmm.
I don't know, I just fell in love with the connection and then the I started 3.5 years ago, and it's some people that I started when I had then and just seeing where they're at now. And it's a whole lot of people that I've just kinda inspired to start streaming themselves and then seeing what they've been doing. It's just the whole community of it, like, I fell in love with it. And so
So
it's
how
just
did you approach streaming from the start? Because I feel like there is kind of a there's like a model, I guess, or a meta, especially with like the WL community side of things, where the clipping,
yeah,
the
yeah.
stalling out. There's like a metaphor. But when you started, was there a template, or did you just like look at somebody to see how you wanted to start yourself?
When I first started, like, it wasn't clipping. We wasn't clipping that hard yet. Like,
Mm,
it wasn't, like, flooding with clips. There might have been a couple clips, but it wasn't all that. So, I just was I'm one thing about it, I'm YouTube University to death. I go straight to YouTube, how to stream, how to become a successful stream. Like I seen
mm,
once I just was seeing stuff, it was like okay, and I would just take inspiration. That's one thing. Like I'm a sponge, so I would watch like I'm trying to think of who I like. Kai really, I don't want to just yeah, Kai really was like a big eye opener for me because
mm.
it was like major. It was really the dread. He's a dark skinned dreadhead
Yeah,
from New York, bro. I'm like, this is something I didn't really see because I didn't grow up. Some reason I didn't grow up watching like DDG or Soluminati. Like I started them later, so I didn't even know it was people kind of on that side already in the game. Like
yeah. They're more
so,
YouTube before streaming for real. I think
yeah,
Kai was like I think
exactly.
Kai was the one that really started. I think he did like Facebook stuff originally, but like the
Yeah,
streaming is what really
and then
like.
he had his little YouTube stuff, and then his streaming's
Mhm.
just like popped. And
Right.
so like I always knew it. Like I'm a gamer, so I was always kind of tapped into Twitch. I knew about. I was watching when Ninja was streaming. I was watching when Myth and them was streaming. It just was. I just didn't care to stream. I never thought about it. Like at that point, I'm just like.
Mm.
These boys is they're way better than me. I don't have the time to put in to be this like so it was just but once I seen somebody that I felt like kind of I could relate to, I'm like, man, I can do this. And if I say I can do it, man, I can do it.
So what was like the biggest struggle in the beginning of getting started from let's start with more of I guess a technical side point of things. I think a lot of
Yeah,
people assume you gotta have the biggest, best PC, the best camera, the best microphone to start with. But like what was
yeah.
your challenges starting out from that standpoint?
Tech technology wise, that's what you asking, right?
We
I,
can start there. Yeah.
I would say the biggest roadblock I hit was not really nothing with software, because like nothing with like a system, because I kind of got that out my head quick. I was like, okay, like everybody says, you don't have to have the best camera, you don't have to have the best. So I had already
Mhm.
had that out my head. The thing that had me in a bind earlier was editing.
Mm,
Once
mm,
I did it and like I realized I had to like, you know, do something with this, and I sat down and tried to and I it really seen the time it took, and then, what I'm saying, you post it and then you ain't get nothing from it. It's like that at first, that was my first little roadblock, and it was like, okay, I don't feel like, I just didn't wanna edit. Um, but then, with time, I kinda learned and it got better, it got easier, so I could do it faster, but I think that's, like, technology-wise, I think that's what, like, my biggest roadblock was running into that.
yeah, I think it was the same thing for me. I think funny enough, I started learning how to edit playing around when I was still at ABAC, still in college, because the
Mhm.
computer labs had Premiere Pro as a free software you could use. So
Yeah.
initially, I was in the computer lab editing stuff for like hours, and I'm like, all right, how do I finagle this? And then I realized, oh, if you're a student, you have access to the whole Adobe suite. So I just went back to the dorm room and just logged in from my computer there, and I had it for free there. And I would, to
Yeah.
your point, the YouTube University, I spent hours figuring out how to do it. And for me, I wasn't streaming as much as just doing video essays was like my thing that I really wanted to lock in on. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, 8 hours got me a 5 minute video at that point in time of how good I was with it. And it was the
Yeah.
struggle of trying to figure that out and
Yep.
learning already learning like the basic stuff of how
Yep.
to put an image in, but then it's okay, how do I make this entertaining? How do I make my
Yep.
edits into a style? And that's a lot of difficult
Yep.
stuff. I think, and then obviously most people get the editor later on, but honestly, I advise a lot of people to do what you did, and what I did to an extent where you learn the basics of editing. So when you get an editor, you know how to talk to an editor about what particular things need to be
Exactly, I know
done.
exactly what and I
Mhm,
always I tell a lot of people that too, like, to start editing, so that way when you make a video, you already know you thinking like an editor while you're making the video. That's another thing that helped me out a lot is, as I got better with it, every time I'm sitting down, I'm like, "I'm finna make a video," I'm already in the mindset of the cuts, like, I know when I'm supposed to so I know how to, what I'm saying, make my video so that way it's easy for me to come back, and, have my spots, and then while I'm making the video, I'm already keeping mental tabs of, "Oh, this is a great spot I can go," you know what I'm saying?
mhm.
And just so it just came with time. That's the hard part for a lot of people is, like you said, you put 8 hours in for a 5-minute video, and then, you know,
They don't
it
always do
just
good. That's the big
and they don't always do
I
good.
think that's the one
They
thing
don't
I
always
wanna
do
get into
good.
next is the mental hurdle of especially with hell, YouTube's already one thing, but I think even with, like, Twitch is even more difficult because their discoverability stuff is a little bit harder. How do you deal with the mental hurdle of spending all this time or preparation on a stream or a video and it doesn't do as well? How do you
Yeah.
get over that mental hurdle? Is it something you just, like, chalk it up to the game, or do you have, like, a set thing you do to get your mind back right?
I can't lie, I chalk it up to the game. I don't like I'm a humble guy, like, I've always been like that. I don't
Mhm,
never think anything's supposed to be handed to me. I feel like if I ain't got it, I have not worked hard enough. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? If I was supposed to be at 1,000,000, then I should have been working 1,000,000, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just
Right, right.
it's something that I gotta do to make it work because there's 1,000,000 other people trying to do the same thing, so I can't take it personal. I don't never take it personal. But there's definitely mental hurdles, like, it'll be times where, like, I guess people I've started with, like, I'll start before and I've seen them pass me,
Mhm.
and as much as, like, again, after, I chalk it up to the game eventually, like, pretty quick, but that's one of them things where it's like, a lot of people go struggle with that, because it definitely hits you. It's like, okay, what am I not doing right? You know what I'm saying? But it's just again, I'm a prayer warrior. I already gave all this stuff up to God, like, and I genuinely believe that it's in His hands. So the in betweens, I'm gonna figure it out eventually.
Mhm.
But the end goal is already set. I just got to figure it out. So I just talk it up to, hey, whenever my time is gonna be my time.
It's all in your own divine timing, man. Because I
Yeah.
look at I think one dude I looked at really hard was CJ the Champ. I think you probably seen one of his videos before. Most
Hmm.
people have. 'Cause I think he was the first dude that I've seen really popularize the whole Black Air Force activity in regards to like animated characters and stuff.
Hmm.
Dude on his channel, I think first or second video when it's like at 2 mil. And then
Yeah.
everything he's dropped since then has been at least at a mil at bare minimum. But he'd been working. I think I saw like an interview with one of his homeboys. They had been working on different YouTube stuff or just content stuff for like a couple years. But when he went to YouTube,
Yeah.
posted his stuff, it's like boom, took off. And
Yeah.
that was his timing for his stuff.
Yep.
Especially with this stuff that's so algorithm based. And for the most part, it's never the quality of your content. I always feel like there's a lot of people that are talented and creative, but it's a matter
Yeah.
of how many people you can get to see your
I
stuff and
can
get
see
your
it.
stuff
Yep.
into your audience. And that's just you're at the you get YouTube's algorithm or Twitch's algorithm at you at the throat at that point.
You just
Um,
gotta figure it out. I always preach that. Like, I'm like, I always tell people all the time. I tell any and everybody that asks me, I say, they ask me about streaming, I say stream. I don't care who you are, do it. Might
mhm,
as well. Everybody has an audience. You just gotta find them. There's somebody with 10 million followers right now that you've never heard of in your life. You've never
mhm,
seen once. And there's 10 million people that love them to death, but you've never heard of them once. Everybody has their audience. You just gotta find yours. You just gotta somehow, some way, get yourself in that crack
mhm.
and kick that door down.
Now, moving past the hardware and the software aspect of it, when you're actually streaming, how did you kind of narrow down what you wanted to do versus like, okay, I'll react to stuff, I'll game full time, or like I don't know, whatever idea you had. How did you kind of narrow down your content ideas?
So that's kinda still something that I struggle with today because it's just the streaming thing is just so, like, it's so complex. Because the way I think of it, I don't wanna put myself in a box, but you kind
Mm-hmm.
of, in a way, have to put yourself in some sort of a box, you feel me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can't, like, and that's what I had to learn over the time. Like, at first, I was just doing whatever, and then, as time goes, you realize, okay, the more you stay with this, the more people started to grow. So like, for example, I was streaming GTA for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first started, it was cool, but the more I streamed GTA, it was getting to a point where it was really booming. So it's like you start to realize that once you stick to something, it stays. But like at the same time, the way I kind of approach the streaming and the YouTube is I wanted to kind of approach it as a variety streamer, which also is the reason why I told myself, I can't worry about the numbers. I can't worry about none of that because I know I don't have, it's a little, it's a different way of attacking it.
Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult because I think, especially with YouTube, it's like they
Yeah.
usually compare your content to other people's, especially if you're using tags and things the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
They relate you to other creators and they share your stuff to an audience that may be similar to yours. So you have to like
Yeah.
package your stuff in a certain way. What I
But
would
that's why
advise, oh, go ahead.
Oh, my fault. I said, but that's why on the YouTube side, like recently started switching it. So it
Hmm.
was like on stream, I'm still trying to figure that out. But I think streaming and YouTube is kind of like, even though it's together, it's like you
It's
can kind of
separate.
separate it in a
Yeah.
way. So it's like on stream, I'm still kind of just doing whatever to entertain, what I'm saying, my community. But on the YouTube side, I have my main YouTube page where I kind of narrowed it down, like you was asking, of
Hmm.
like, what do I know I can talk about? What do I know I can always have a passion for? Which for me, basketball.
Right.
I love basketball. Anybody that knows me knows I love basketball. Uh, I love basketball. So
Mm.
I talk to a lot of people actually. Like it's another guy that I know that's from my city named Mikey who started streaming and he's doing really well. And we talk a lot. And so one day he called me. Shout out to Mikey. You know what I'm saying? Because this was out of nowhere. He just called me and I needed that talk. He called me and was like, look, I just feel like you're kind of chilling right now. Like, I feel like you need to figure out, you know what I'm saying? You just throwing stuff at the wall. You need to figure out what you need to do." Like, and he gave me the
Mm,
idea of the basketball. He like, "Look, I know you like basketball. I know you don't wanna box yourself in, but I know you can always talk about basketball, and you can be a big variety with basketball. I can talk about
right.
basketball, play 2K. I can, you know what I'm saying? All of that can all go into basketball in the basketball world." So he kinda sparked that interest, and then, since then, I've been locked in on the basketball
Mhm.
reactions and things like that, and the difference in the consistent, like, improvement
One thing I
speaks for
recommend on
itself.
that front, and I guess for people that are basketball players, just to help out too, because because to the same point of you, I love basketball with a passion, and I've watched a lot of basketball creators and video essays talk about it or whatever it may be. One of the bigger, he's probably Mr. Basketball YouTube at this point, Legend of Winning. He's based out here in Atlanta, but
Mhm.
he he's I think he partially owns this shit too. But you've heard of Playback, right? The platform.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So that is not even just basketball, that's the sports streaming
Yeah,
place to go. Because it's pretty much just like sports Twitch for the most part.
yeah,
Because I'll be in Lowe's room, like I think they're doing a game now for
yeah,
about playoff games or whatever. But I wanted to get this stuff done, and I had to lock in on my own content for a little bit. But they'll watch the games live. You're watching it with your audience. I think as long as you have the league pass,
mhm.
like when you're done, it has the whole VOD there. You can clip things while they're live, and then what Low will do, he'll take a lot of his streams and repackage those into his YouTube channel.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
sometimes he'll edit them, sometimes, but usually he'll just take that there. So
Yeah,
I
for
guess it's just
sure.
like a thing for you where if you want to keep reacting to the games, you could probably react to them live as they're going
That
on,
would be
and then take that there.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea, if like, to react to 'em live on playback. That is yeah,
Mhm. Now
yeah, for
it's a
sure.
little tougher because you gotta like it's like starting over like with a Twitch thing, but
Yeah, but
the fact you can watch games live with your followers and like in live
yeah,
time. And I think
and
that's
then
the
like you
only
said
platform now where you can watch it without any delay. Like it doesn't have any delay in the game.
yeah, and like you said, I'm already getting in the rhythm of taking the stream and posting it, like,
Mhm.
taking a segment from the stream, posting it on my, you know what I'm saying, with whatever cuts and stuff, so, like, it'll still flow pretty well over there.
I think clipping in general is probably the toughest thing that I've been trying to figure out with content where I made my own clips for a while. My editor I have now, like he makes the clips I have now, but it's like figuring out what's gonna be because you have to be entertaining like the first 3 to 4 seconds. Like you gotta be on
Yeah,
it. And then on top of that, you have to like try to convey your message that you had a whole video to like line up in like a couple seconds, which at the end of the day, people are gonna misunderstand what you say anyway, just because there's
yep,
always looking it's negativity, it's the internet, it's what it is.
of course.
But packaging that together is tough. How do you because I'm assuming you're still doing your own clips right now. I don't think you got an editor right now, right?
Yeah, I have a guy, like, one of my close friends that, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, that does clips for me too, for my
Hmm.
YouTube channel, but, we'll bounce it back and forth. We both do it at the same time, for the
Right,
most
right,
part, but, I kinda just right now, I just go because I'm doing, like, mainly my YouTube content is all reactions right
right.
now, like, just basketball reactions and things like that, and then I just grabbing clips from the stream. Right now, I'm just like, it's kinda like you said, I gotta get the one like, if it's not, like, jumping off the rip,
Right.
I'm not even really like too, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times while I edit my reactions or I edit my videos, I'll go ahead and look. To me, this is like, you know what I'm saying, a little easy tip for a lot of people, if you need it. I look at my volume bar, and if it's spiking at the peak, that's probably a
Mm,
clip. So instead of having to watch the whole thing through, I know, you know what I'm saying, just to make it a little quicker, a little easier, I could just I can attack those, boom, and then usually it'll be if I'm that excited, if I'm yelling like that, I could take that and then, I'll take that little segment, and honestly, if I enjoy it, and I think other people will enjoy it. So that's how I look at it a lot of times. If it's got me engaged, if I can, because I'll sit down and consume my own content all the time. If I can consume my own content, then I'm
mhm,
like, okay, I think other people will watch it. And I had to start doing that because of YouTube. I remember one time. I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick. I remember one time I had a lady over and was telling her I did YouTube. And she asked me to
mhm.
show her one of my videos, and I showed
Ooh,
her one of the videos. And while I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm thinking like this is not a good video. Like I was genuinely sitting there because I could feel the energy. Like she not in, like I'm like, and you really start to evaluate it. So I'm like, I really started having to go back and watch my videos and like
mm.
really sit down and be like, is this as entertaining as I thought? Like, and I think it's it's helped out, especially with clips. Like, I've been getting some good clips out.
So you better than me. So I'll go back and watch. I can do like my old videos because I'm like, all right, this is a drastic difference. Sometimes those are the
Yeah.
ones I was more passionate about. But bro, hearing my own voice on a video
Woo!
is tough. And then me showing
Woo!
somebody a video and hearing my own voice and hearing them hear my own voice, like I can't,
No, no,
bro.
no.
That should
It
be
was an
killing me.
experience. I was like, "Nah," and then, you know what I'm saying? It was not pretty, but, it was all good, you know what I'm saying? It was a cool little video.
Now, kind of moving forward, I kind of want to look at just the current state of the content space now. Obviously, I
Yeah,
think the biggest thing in the cycle right now is the Kai Streamer University thing that's going on.
yeah.
First off, what is your initial thought for that? And two, have you applied for that yet?
I applied for that, of course, yeah, yeah,
Mm,
I'm the type of motherfucker to apply for that. I put mine in I put it in a little late though, cause I didn't know how I was gonna make the video, but I just had to
hmm.
go for it, cause
Right,
it is what it is. I can't go skydive. I can't put my beam on my grandma and make her sing the song and be like, "Nah."
right,
So
right,
I just
right.
had to make a video. But, I think it's amazing, man. I'm a fan of Kai Cenat, man, like, for many reasons, but the main reason is the amount of people he puts on the map. Like,
Yeah.
it's the amount of success he's brought to just a lot of people, and then just the unwillingness to, like, just the willingness to just let the next person shine and let them have their own
Hmm.
little like, it's just I don't know. That's why I rock with him the most. And so I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people. I hope he do it right though, because like if you got 5 million, know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
why do you need streaming university? Especially if he's asking for teachers. You could literally teach whatever your sauce is, whatever your thing is. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I'm iffy on is like I know that's even though he want to say it doesn't play a part, that's gonna have to play some type of part. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's something I got into a
It's,
debate with somebody about in general earlier when like a Twitter space was like, who this is for? I've had some people say, well, this
yeah,
is for the mid tier creator that wants to get to a higher tier. And I'm like, when I
yeah.
hear a streaming university, I'm assuming it's from the bottom up.
The bottom,
Um,
yeah,
and I've
yeah,
seen like a clip of him discussing like he's looking for somebody that's been consistent to some point. Like he's not just gonna take people that haven't done it at all.
yeah,
So he's looking for some kind of consistency. But I'm hoping to your point, it's not like creators who have a already established audience and base. I'm like, at
yeah,
that point, it
like
feels like you're getting greedy at that point, my boy. Like you greedy at
yeah,
that
like
point.
at that point now you just consuming their fan base too. Like, nah, it's nah, that's what I hope though. And I know he probably like genuinely means well, but I know the business side of it as well. Like,
Yeah,
it's smart to like if you're gonna do it, you do want audiences. Like, out as much as you would want him to bring in the lowest of the low, it's smarter and money wise, it's gonna bring in more money if you bring in this, you know what I'm saying, so and so that's mid tier that has this already established fan base, but
yeah,
just may not be as massive. But I just hope that, and I'm not mad at that. I just hope that he mixes it. Like you can
yeah,
get a bunch of mid tier folks, but at least I want to see more bottom tier than mid tier. You feel me? And if you're gonna get somebody high tier, like 10 max, like we don't need DDG,
right.
and like we don't need
Aiden
all
shit.
that, man. And Aiden Ross, like no, we
Yeah,
don't need them in like no, like
we're gonna see, man. I
mid.
think because I know they're gonna make content out of it. In my mind, in my mind, it's probably gonna be a mix of like the could have been Love House shit with Drewski, where it's gonna be kind of like a documentary type of thing, but it's
Yeah,
also gonna be I don't know how informational it's going to be for like the people consuming the content. Like I know he'll
yeah,
probably give them game behind the scenes, but I don't know how informational it's gonna be for people watching it.
yeah. I'm sure it's gonna be all about the entertainment. I think
Yeah.
it'll be. I don't know how they're gonna like. Genuinely like interested to see how they play it, like how
Because
they
nigga said,
actually
I think I
do
looked
the
on the website. It was like sex education was one of the classes. I'm like, what are we doing?
like it's yeah, no, it's gonna be content. Like it's all gonna be
Yeah.
for the whole thing about it is gonna be for content. So everything is gonna be I know it's gonna be entertaining as hell. But I hope that they do give like some real sauce. And I hope it do work out for whoever get there. I hope I make it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
God willing. But like whoever gets in, like I hope it does what it do. And I think it's a beautiful idea because he don't got to do that. He genuinely does not have to do it. It could
mhm,
be him going. He could do streaming university and call all S tier celebrities, and I bet he
mhm.
still could make it happen, and he will make way more money. He don't gotta do this, so,
'Cause
I
half
shout
these
out to
rappers
him.
trying to stream anyway, so you just call it a bunch of rappers that are on the
Come
down and
on.
down.
Quavo just made a song on Platboy Max stream, like, everybody is in the streaming verse, like,
Mhm.
everybody's trying to get in there, so if he wanted to just make a celebrity only streaming university, he could easily do that and make way more money than and he can make them pay and they pay because they rich. So,
And it'd be a
like,
good investment for him at that point.
yeah. So this is just him. I don't know how people could not like that.
Now, let me get into the not liking that portion. I know he's caught some flack. Well, in general, it's like a trend. You already know how the internet gets with wanting to hate on bro. But the thing that I've heard the most around this in particular is the whole idea of him have only been approving black creators so far. And people are kind of feeling some type of way about that, that he only has black creators that are in the university so far. Which I don't know how. I haven't seen him like show a list out of
I've
who he's brought on yet. I don't know how niggas are
yeah,
getting
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but I think that's a lot of
I've
the
never
drama I've
even
heard around that.
I've never even seen a clip of him actually saying you are accepted. Like I haven't watched the streams though. I haven't been watching the streams. I'm not
I
like
think
a avid like I'll watch them pretty often, but not all the time because I'm really even though I like Kai, I like chill streamers. Like I don't like
yeah,
all that yelling, cool all that. I like a little chill. So I don't watch them that much, but I do watch them a little bit. But like I've never even seen acceptance. But that's just always one of those like at the end of the day, it's his university.
it's
Whoever he
HBCU, my
wanna
man.
let in, that's who he let in. If he wanted to make it a HBCU, he make it because he don't gotta do it. And I don't think he will only let black people in. I feel like he'll let a couple white people in. Of course,
Yeah,
like, I don't even know why they would even think to have an outrage. Like, you have to know that the dynamic is gonna be majority black. Like, there is no question about that. Like, I don't even know why you would think that it wouldn't even be like that. So, I think he'll have a few white boys in there. He didn't have what I'm saying, he do content with white people before, so it's not like I
you'll
don't
have him
know.
on there. Cause well, my biggest thing, I'm just like, if you've paid attention to his content for any length of time, you know, bro is usually doing content that's more centered towards black culture and black people in general. And
Mhm.
his audience is going to be people that consume black content and black culture in general, which is going to happen to be black people. Maybe you'll have like some white dudes or some Asians or Latinos that
Yeah,
rock with the culture for real. But for the most part, his audience is probably going to be like 80 to 90% black. So it's just going to happen
yeah.
that people applying are going to be majority black.
And that's his target audience. If you ask out who he makes YouTube for or content for, he might say everybody, but really, like, of course, he wants to appeal to the black people more. That's just natural. Like, you really are, what I'm saying? That's your people. That's your culture. You want to
Hmm.
represent your culture the most, as much as possible. And then if you get in that position of power, you want to help your culture as much as possible. So it is what it is. Of course, everybody not gonna be happy about it, but
People gonna find something to be mad about at the end of the day, regardless of what it
hey
is.
man, hey, it is what it is.
But one thing I want to kind of get into is the, we're going to get into music a little bit. We'll get into the basketball. I know we're going. I know it's inevitable we get into that
Oh no,
conversation at
yeah,
some
I'm
point.
saving it. I'm saving it. I wanted to start off and just straight up tell you something, but it's all
I
right.
know. I already know.
It's all
Um,
right.
but from the music side of things, obviously, I think I've seen you do some music content in the past in regards to streaming, or at least talking about it to an extent, because I know you're
Yeah,
passionate about music as well.
yeah.
Um, how have you tried to incorporate that into any of your content thus far? I know it's kind of harder sometimes because copyright stuff with music in general, but how have you like approached that?
Well, I've kind of like it's like a sticky, like, what I'm saying? Because I've
Mhm,
switched over to the basketball thing, it's like I'm trying to keep it mainly basketball.
mhm,
So I really have dialed back on the music thing. But when I first started off, I was doing aux battles and I was like, and it was fun. Like those were like
mhm,
again, that was all like kind of community driven. So now I have another page that's like more for like just my live, like just for my stream, just whatever's going on, where I kind of would do like that's where like my community stuff is all gonna go. Like if it's just me in the community, like,
mhm.
the aux battle can go over there because I'm not really that's not my main one, but that's still, like, my stream, this is still who I am. While my main channel was focused on that basketball to where I can keep that consistency, so I've done some reactions, like, I would do reactions and then I'll do, like but again, I throw them all on my live channel and just,
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm
whatever
surprised you
happens,
don't do
happens,
like
and
a
they
bunch
do
of album reactions on the live stream because like with Twitch, you can. show the actual music and
Yeah.
not get hit with the copyright stuff when you do
Yeah,
those
no, for
videos.
sure. It's I just I'm not really trying to sit down and listen to a full album, not
Right,
gonna
right,
lie.
right, right, right,
Not
right.
gonna lie, 'cause if Imma be honest, by song 12, Imma get bored. It's just not me,
Mm,
like, unless the album is really just you know what I'm saying, I'm a so I'll do songs, and, if I hear a good song, I'll do songs, but I'm actually trying to get to where it's like, "Okay, let me sit down and do an album," but I pivoted away from music, so it's like, if I'm
right,
not really
right, right.
focusing on music, I really don't wanna sit down and react to a whole album because that's not really I'm gonna spend an hour watching this next chapter basketball game, you know what I'm saying? Because that's kinda my focus
Right.
versus spending this hour on Playboi Carti's album, you know what I'm saying? So
So
it
let's
just
go ahead. We'll transition to the basketball then in regards to we'll start with the content stuff that we can get to the nasty stuff in a minute. But how so you're doing a lot more basketball content. I know you said you're doing a lot of reactions, but have you given thought to how you want to do this? If it's like maybe approaching a past team or a player or a current narrative around a player, like how have you given thought to kind of how you want to approach basketball content? Or are you just trying to stick to the reactions for now?
so right now, I'm just trying to like again, I was at for a while, I just been throwing things at the wall.
Mhm.
So right now I'm kinda just trying to stabilize. And so the reaction videos was my easy way to stabilize. Okay. If I
Right.
want to let me try to get consistent with something and see and so doing reaction to basketball videos, I felt like that was an easy way for me to get consistent and kind of focus in on okay, this is, this is gonna be a basketball channel and kind of really lock in on that. So now as time progresses, I do want to start like just getting on like I don't know if you watch Marcellus, he be doing Marcellus Howard,
Marcellus
he be on
Wiley.
YouTube a lot.
Oh,
No,
Howard.
Marcellus
Yeah.
Howard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He been doing YouTube for a while, but like he be on there, him and Kenny. I know you probably know Kenny.
Yeah, I know
Everybody know
Kenny.
Kenny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like and where they'll just like when the trade happened, they just get on there and be like, Luca the, you know what I'm saying? And they just
Right.
will
Right.
break
Right. Right.
down and then they just speak how they feel. So I kind of want to start getting into that to where I'm just getting on and just chatting because I can talk basketball. And I got some people say my takes is crazy. Some people think they great. So I just, I think I just gotta get comfortable with, get started with doing it.
Yeah, because bro, I'll see. Well, you already know. Like I'll see on Facebook, you'll post a certain post either about a narrative or trying to start a narrative in a certain way about a player, and it's good content. I'm like, bro, you could just turn the camera on and just talk
Yeah,
about that
and
stuff. And again, you could look at editing some of it to make it more digestible, whatever it may be. But that's great content there because
yep,
honestly, like in all my years of watching basketball YouTube, and that's one thing that's a space I'm not trying to get into.
yeah.
Nerd stuff is already toxic enough. I've seen how toxic basketball shit can get. I'm like, I'll
Yeah,
enjoy the
yeah,
sport.
yeah,
I'll help other people
yeah,
create it. I'll tune into a stream, but I'm not worried about doing the research or liking it on that shit myself. I'm
yeah,
trying to enjoy it more from a product perspective. But usually what I'll see like Low. I think Low's probably the one I watch the most just because I'm on his streams now and I think I'm more in tune with the community and I have a little bit of a relationship and shit now. But what I'll see him do, usually it's Twitter, because Twitter will spread all the narratives or whatever it may be.
yep,
He'll
yep,
either watch the game or like he'll review certain clips live and then he'll discuss the narrative or whatever else, edit it up, get it out there. That nigga's like a machine with it. Like if you
yeah,
watch his playback streams, we'll watch a game, halftime, have like 3 or 4 videos to react to, and the nigga will be
yep,
like pumping out a video while he's streaming, cut that out, and
yep.
I'll go back and see how he cut. I'm like, yeah, this dude he's a content machine when it comes to
That's
basketball
what
shit.
yeah, see, and I feel like that's what like everyone see the content and all this and that, but that's what everyone gotta tap into. And that's what I always be trying to like that's where I'm trying to get to where I'm so fluent with it, where I've done it so much to where it's
Mhm,
and I get in a mode sometimes, like, when I'm doing now I kinda got to that point with reactions where I can, like, I'll make the reaction, and on stream, I'll make the reaction and immediately go make the thumbnail and edit it up and have it posted and, like, you know what I'm saying, and then finish
mhm,
my stream, like, and then continue on with my stream to where, like, I'm in that rhythm, so I feel like that come with reps, like, the more you do it, the more it's like it's clockwork, like, okay, boom, and you just know, again, like, once you get in that editing mindset of, like, "Oh, this is a perfect I can go get this section. I can go get this. I need to get this,"
mhm.
and then and you could just slam it, and that's what I'm trying to, trying to get into that, and that's what I'm finna, like, really lock in on that, where it's just like, something happened, you know what, I'm just gonna make it because I started making TikToks. I've started doing that, like,
Mm,
okay, it's a narrative, it's a nasty thing going on right now.
mhm.
let me cut this TikTok on. Let me say my little piece, post it, let everybody call me dumb. Let me call them dumb.
Right.
Move on with it, you know? So it's been, work in progress.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Hey, you're doing it. I think I watched a couple of the OKC reactions, and I'm trying to
Mhm.
think. I saw a few. Yeah, I don't think I saw the TikTok. I think I saw when you put it on Facebook because I know we talked about like put it on there versus TikTok or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I've seen them. You doing good stuff, bro. Just like you said, getting the reps up and perfecting the craft as you like do it more.
Yeah. Getting it right. And
Now,
then shit, the biggest word, that consistency thing, that's the biggest thing. Once,
bro.
without that, it ain't nothing. Yeah.
I think I talked because I'm aware don't you on here for he was I think I posted it today, but he was on the previous one. And that was the
Mhm.
thing. It was like the two things that I am the most thankful for, and two things that I really pride the most on is one, the consistency, because there are days where you dead tired, but you got to fake the funk to try to get the video out because you know you haven't posted in a while, and
Yeah.
finding your editor. Now, sometimes some
Yeah.
people it's hard because sometimes you don't have like a full time editor. Sometimes you don't got the bread
Yeah.
for it. I'm blessed
Yeah.
to where I'm in a position where I can afford it to a certain extent, but finding someone that you can pay at least do your big videos for and do
Yeah.
working with them for a long period of time is it's really important for the factor of they start to learn you and learn how to better
Yeah.
create your content based around you and whatever it may be. Um, and I know that's a big step. Again, if you're still editing your own
No,
stuff,
for
edit
sure.
your own stuff, but because I know
But
that comes with disposable income that everybody has.
yeah, 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 yeah. But that's 100% facts though. You definitely want somebody that you can build with so that way y'all gotta, what I'm saying, y'all really got the chemistry just works so perfect. Like you go ahead and make it,
Hmm.
you make the content, they make it the story, and like y'all both on the same type of page the whole way through. So like that's definitely something that, of course, when to get there, trying to get there.
Yeah, I could recommend you some people. If you're interested, I got a homeboy that he's good. There's a little bit of a language barrier there. I
Yeah,
had a guy that I've been waiting on for a long time to work with, and he finally opened up, and I transitioned into him just because I thought he was better in my opinion. But this
yeah,
other guy works for a pretty good price. Um, he's usually pretty communicative. It's just sometimes a little bit of a language barrier though, but he does good work. I think he did like my second or third big. He did like one of my Power Range videos that popped off, like my
yeah,
first
yeah,
big
yeah.
video on the channel.
I be tapped in. I go check in every once in a while. I go on. I just tap in Cotton D's dojo, and I just go look, and I be like, "Oh, motherfucker, that boy doing good, man." I be sitting there cheesing. I'm like, man, he grinding. He putting in the work. All I say
Trying,
every
dog,
time, like, he working, man. He working.
trying, dog.
Yeah,
But
no, but definitely, you can definitely send me that. I definitely
yeah,
would.
I'll shoot you. Matter of fact, I'll shoot you his Discord after we get off this because that's where I usually talk to him. I don't think he may have an email or something else, but usually Discord is the best way to get in contact with him.
Discord's fine with me. Discord's fine with me.
But we can get into it into some of the nastier conversations. What you want to start with, man? I'll let you lead the
Oh my
conversation on
god.
this. Where you want to start with?
Oh man. I don't know if I want to say Lakers in 5
Oh wow,
or if I want to say Thunder in 6. But both of them just sound so they just sound so spectacular. Um, especially wow, especially talking to you, they just sound so spectacular because I feel like you been hating on my you been hating on my Thunder for so long, and look at us.
you know what's
Look at us,
crazy?
man.
You know what's
Look
crazy?
at us.
I don't even hate that team. I didn't even want to hate on them. I think what really made me even start to hate was is either last year, I think it was last year, when I was like, yeah, I could see them getting the ring. And you're like, no, bro, don't even say that. You trying to gas them up too far. I know we rated there. I'm like, bro, y'all could for real get a ring
No,
for real.
no, because you said we was gonna win a ring last year, and I'm like, "No, we're too young." You know what I'm saying? Don't give us that expectation. Don't put that pressure on us,
I genuinely
because you
thought
was
y'all would have.
no, I was
Who
like,
got
"We ain't
was it
there
Chet that
yet."
got hurt? Somebody got hurt in y'all roster that wasn't there in the
Um,
playoffs. I think it was Chet because I don't think he played last year in the playoffs.
Might have been Chet.
Because I was like, y'all had the pieces, but when y'all didn't have that big to really stop Luca for real. And dude, just you already know how you get down. It's like call the pick, bring the mismatch. I'm
And then
walking
we
to the
didn't have
rim.
no we didn't have no backup big regardless. Even with Chet
Right.
on, we didn't have no backup big that last year. We had the other Jalen Williams, but he, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think he was ready. He looks good now. I love what he's been
Yeah,
doing on Jokic so
yeah,
far.
yeah, that month he gonna bump you. He gonna come down and hit you with an elbow,
Hmm.
and you know what I'm saying, and not care. But overall, you know what I'm saying? Man, it's just I still don't know where to pivot to. Like, do I go Lakers? Like, what happened, man? I was telling folks, right?
Mhm.
And everyone was like, "Nah, you hating?" I said, "Look, in the most respectful way possible, the Lakers ain't got nobody but Luca. This is not their year right now. They not
Right.
built. I don't know why everyone thought I said that when the trade happened. I was like, they not, but then y'all looked good and everyone like, oh, they cool. And Austin Reeves the best white boy in the league or whatever,
See,
something like that.
this the
And then
gift and the curse of being a Laker fan is that you have usually like 2 bubbles. You have your Laker fans that are genuinely fans of the team, and then we've had LeBron fans that have been here for a while now. And
yeah,
LeBron fans have very unrealistic expectations. I think Laker fans do to an extent, at least spoiled, but LeBron fans for
yeah,
real have unrealistic expectations. When the trade was initially made, everybody was like, "Yeah, bro, all we need is a big now. We ain't got no big. AD gone." That's why the Mark Williams thing
exactly,
was such a big thing.
exactly.
Everybody, I've seen it from major mainstream media pieces to content creators that make content. We all acknowledge we need a big man. We don't got a big for
We
real.
this is
This
not.
year is a
I
yeah. This
swear,
is
I
not the
thought when
year.
it happened, everyone was like, "Oh, that was crazy." This might not be the year. We need more pieces. Things is cool. I
And
don't
then
know
we
what
started winning. We
happened.
got that third
I
seed, and
started
everybody was like,
winning.
"Well, they the third seed, so we got it." I'm like, bruh. Even in
I'm
us getting
like,
to that third seed, we saw Luca was still fat boy. Luca was playing great, but he
he's
was
still
still
a
fat
he's
boy
still
for
a
a minute.
he's still a cone.
LeBron is he being LeBron, but he getting old now, so we starting to see he's starting to chill out on certain possessions. He ain't playing defense in certain spots,
It's like I love LeBron, but he's 40.
and I'm like, I think what it really was just Austin really starting to play out of his body, and it was great. But then we get into a series where it's like, all right, cool. The big thing is you don't have enough defenders to guard Luca, LeBron, and Austin. Except you don't shoot the Timberwolves, niggas. Unless
Yeah.
you the Timberwolves, and you
Yeah,
got
'cause now
a
you have
ridiculous amount of defenders. And on
exactly,
top of
now
that, I
you
could
have
I could
somebody
I
to
could
guard
go the
all of
injury
them.
route because I think at the end of the series they were like Austin had an injury game 3 or something like that. I know
Yeah.
LeBron like collapsed. I'm convinced somebody poisoned Luca food because there's no way you got 2 games where this man is giving you like 16 in the first quarter, and now he got leprosy all of a sudden. He got the flu where he just looked like he
Hey,
dead.
man,
And then the
it's
next
just
game give you another 16. I'm like, so I don't know. It was just a
we
matter
got to
of
y'all just didn't have enough, and
we didn't have the
I
pieces.
was and as I kept telling people and the only reason why I be mad at folks, or mad at Lakers fans is because I be trying to tell them where I be telling them, I be like, "Y'all said this when it happened." That's what blew me this year. I'm like, when this
Yeah,
trade happened, everyone acknowledged this is a great pickup for the future, but y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all lost AD. Y'all have no big. This might not be the year. It's like
mhm.
as time went, then this not even it's Lakers in 5. I'm waiting. What's going
That's
on
Shannon
here?
Sharp ass, bro. I blame that shit on Shannon Sharp. I swear to God, I blame that shit on Shannon Sharp. Because when nobody talking about that, and so he started when we locked up the third seed, and he started going crazy. Like I'm like, I I started to believe it a little bit. I'm like, shit, we were looking pretty good. I'm like, we
Yeah,
get into game
yeah,
one, Luka got 16 in the first quarter. We going crazy. And then we get to the end where it's like, oh,
yeah.
Luka and Braun done played
That
like 45 minutes already.
I
He
was about
ain't
to
sat
say
down
JJ
yet.
Redick. JJ Redick was giving the boys that Tom Thibodeau's treatment, man. They
But
they
JJ
playing
was like,
every single minute.
he got his guys he trusts. And you could tell he did not trust Jackson Hayes for a reason, which
And
I understand why, but I'm
But
like, yeah, we
at
we need
some point
pieces.
at some point, do we when do we stop having Braun guard Gobert? When Braun when at some point, even though Gobert is a cone,
I
Braun is
mean,
40. That's a lot to deal with. Braun at the 5 is just
I
crazy
didn't
at 40.
what's crazy is it was working because Gobert soft.
But
Gobert,
how
like
long is but how long is that gonna work and how much
it
are you
worked
gonna
for
get
the
out of
whole series till the
Braun?
last game. The last game he realized, oh, I am 7'2". I can dunk the ball.
Wait,
I
hold
can
on. I am the tallest player on the court. I can't
because for
all it
most of the
takes.
series, he was letting Braun move him out the way. Like Braun was boxing that man the hell out. And I'm like, all right, cool. He's soft.
It's
He ain't
just
challenging Braun. Shit, let it rock.
my thing is just I like, what I'm saying, shout out to Bron. I knew Bron still didn't it's not like Bron played bad, but how of course Bron is beat Father Time, but how much can you really expect? How much can you
I don't
realistically expect him to give you? Like what Luca's gonna give you, what Luca's gonna give you. Bron's still gonna give you really good numbers,
mhm,
but you really need Bron to be if
the
it's only
third
y'all
option.
two, no,
Yeah.
you need Bron to be your second. You need him really
I
to
don't
go crazy. If
I
it's
don't
just
want
y'all,
LeBron to be that bad. I need LeBron as
that's
a
what I'm
third
saying.
option, man.
That's all y'all had though. I'm saying with what y'all
Yeah,
had, you
yeah,
needed Bron to be really hooping, like really to go. It needed to be Bron and Luca just shredded the whole Timberwolves. It's not gonna happen like that, But besides them, because they in Cancun or whatever,
yeah. We chilling. We
man,
chilling,
I just want to say first of all, this Thunder and Nuggets Wolves might be one of the greatest series of all time.
man. This has been
It's,
the Denver Nuggets Black Magic is a script that I've seen far too many times.
it's
I
Jokic.
just I what was
It's
killing
Jokic.
me was like the first 3 to 4 games. Jokic is playing like ass. He's settling for threes. I watched for a whole series for 2 years in a row. This man post AD up and hooking him to death. He's giving him all the hook shots,
That
all
boy
the
Chet not
fades.
going.
But for whatever reason, what I noticed one thing because I noticed this in game 5, and I don't know if he just realized he was good or what it was for last game, where you
Yeah.
saw Hardenstein sitting on his left, you saw him sitting on his left shoulder. He was like daring him to go over
Hmm.
his right shoulder. For
Yeah.
whatever reason, Jokic cannot go. He don't want to go over his right shoulder. I don't know how
Yeah.
you got all these post moves that you can't go over your right shoulder because you saw Harden. They were just sitting on his left shoulder, and he would just settle. He chucking the threes. He's settling
Yeah.
for bullshit. I'm like, you got to be
Taking ugly
tired.
ones.
He got to be
Yeah.
tired because I've seen
But
him for 2 years straight kill us like this.
you asking for a lot from Jokic though. That's the thing too. Like he's doing a lot. Everyone else is spotty. Like they have a game. Aaron Gordon, bitch ass.
He the only do Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray probably the only ones where it's like every
Oh
game
my god.
you're gonna get the black magic from him.
Oh my. Aaron Gordon just. Oh my god, man. It's always the other guys, but Aaron Gordon, he's just having But he's spotty. The MPJ is just super spotty. You never
MPJ
know
is
what you're
he's
getting
on
with
one
him.
arm right now. That man got one
Like
shoulder.
you, like, and so it's like Jokic is
Yeah,
still like them first couple games. It just was. But I feel like on both sides it was the same way. Like it's like I seen a tweet earlier that was talking about it. It was like the Thunder are making Jokic score and taking away
mhm.
his other options, and then the Nuggets are trying to make SGA
Shea
pass,
pass.
let everybody else go. And so it's
Mhm.
like, and you can see like even though everyone been trash talking it, like this is good basketball.
It's
I
been great
love it.
hoops.
Like
It's been great hoops.
it's his defense. This is grit. Like they fighting. Like it's nothing easy. Like no one's just dominating the game. Everyone's just having the hoops. Next person got to step up. Jalen Williams had a 30 ball one night and then like 8 the next. Like you never know what's gonna happen.
Right, right. I think that's the consistency is crazy too. We gotta have some kind of
Yeah.
I like how you left Russ out of that conversation. I like how you slick did that. You left Russ out of the
Why are we slandering Russ in 2025? I'm not
because
gonna do
you
it,
know that
bro.
Russ roller coaster you gonna have, bro. And the
You
crazy thing
know it.
is,
That's
you know
what I'm
what's
saying.
crazy? People got on Lakers fans. He was like, bro, y'all trying to ruin this man' legacy. This man got to Denver and had like a month or 2 months where he played like ass, and then all of a sudden, get this man off my team. I'm like, it's a
No,
roller coaster you're gonna have to ride, bro, because you're gonna have games
exactly.
where
Cause
game 5 where he's strapping up Shea and it looked like Shea can't get past Russ. And then the next
mhm.
game, Russ missing airball corner threes. And it's like, bro, you never know what you're gonna get with Russ. It's either gonna be a game
game
saver or he gonna
game
kill you.
one, he played great. I felt like he played solid. He played
Yeah.
really solid this series, game one. And then like you just again, you never know what you're gonna get. But again, he's off the bench now. This is not your star player. So like he's not carrying your team. Now, can he be a detriment to your team? Yeah, but like you can't really I'm not gonna solo out Russ when MPJ shooting 1 for 8. Like it's just a
MPJ got one
bad.
arm though. MPJ got a ice pack
Why
on
is
his
he on
shoulder
the court?
because they ain't
Go
got
sit
nobody else to
down.
play.
Okay, okay then. Don't blame Russ. Russ doing I don't care how bad Russ doing. When you watch Russ, he is giving his 100% all.
Yeah,
It
he ain't gonna
might be
cheat you
the
on a contract.
dumbest. It might be the dumbest all you get, but he gonna give you all of it. And so
And
I that's
that's
why
what I thought was
I
so
always
funny.
love Russ.
When he first got there, I saw the article like Jokic somehow how Jokic wanted, like he was the one advocating for us. I'm like, damn, he sees something that nobody else see because he actually wanted Russ on his squad.
No,
He sees
everybody
some
see it, but I feel like every NBA player sees it. It's the fans that don't see it. Russ gives his all, bro. Like
mm,
I feel like he's the ultimate teammate. But I'm not excusing his mistakes. He does a lot of like
yeah, yeah,
it's just a lot of stuff that's like, Russ, what are you doing? But at the same time, you never have to like. It's sometimes you look at Luca and you like, bro, you're not trying your hardest, bro. Like you can give
yeah.
me some more, like And I
Mhm.
know as a teammate that would frustrate me if I look over and be like, that would frustrate me more than somebody going 100% and messing up. Like if what I'm saying, at least I know you out here ready to die about this. I know you could give me some more, but you just chilling. So that's I feel like most NBA players
Yeah,
love Russ, and they all would want him as a teammate because he
I'm
work
think.
hard.
I'm
He
trying
work
to think.
hard.
Because if somebody that didn't get the most shots, I'm like, hey, you already got 25. Let me get a couple of these shots. Chill out a little bit. You got 25 in the first two quarters already. Let me get a couple buckets up real quick.
I feel you. Go get them buckets. That don't mean he don't not have to get his. He gon' go get his. That mean you better try a little harder.
I need
You
it.
feel me? You know what I'm
We
saying?
we
Like
we
if he grabbing 12 boards, dishing out 12 assists and getting 28, like he trying hard as hell. He trying his
yeah.
absolute hard. He running around. So that's why I love Russ. But I know what come with him. I know what come with him. But let's not skip past
I wouldn't be bad if he was like the fifth or sixth option in LA. It was the fact that he's supposed to be like the number three. And I'm like,
that was y'all fault.
it was already a bad fit. I'm like, I
That
think because I
was
think it was
y'all
one of the things
fault.
where like Braun probably saw the same thing Jokic saw, but I don't think Braun saw the roster. And I'm
And
like,
again,
bro, we don't
that's
got
another
shooters, bro.
that was another situation where I'm like, that's why I be so frustrated with Lakers fans because it's like, what were y'all expecting? You put Russ, Braun, and AD on like, what was Russ gonna do? You had Russ spotting up in the corner. Come on,
In all fairness, he was coming off a season where he carried the Wizards to a playoff series, averaged I think another triple double for the season.
as
So
the
it's like we got
main
Braun,
primary
AD, and Mister Triple Double over here. We got it's gonna work.
a as the primary, he was the guy. It was him and Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal playoff ball. He had to do was go score. You
Mhm.
knew when Russ got to LA, he was not going to be the guy. You cannot go on Bron's team and be the guy.
He was
It
supposed
doesn't
to be.
happen.
I don't think Braun trusted him though, because I think that was
Yeah,
something Braun's been talking about being a secondary ball handler for years. And I had never really seen him do that until he started playing with Austin
feel
for real. And I think that's when he
already.
didn't have an option because he was getting old. You saw it a
Yeah, yeah,
little
yeah,
bit with Caruso, but like until Austin
yeah,
started popping off, he was like, all right, I'll defer to you. I'll let you take this shot. I'll let you make this pass and I can breathe for a second and
yeah.
then I'll come back
And I
in.
think I think he'll do it a lot with Luca too. I think he'll be good with
Oh, he
Luca.
ain't got no choice.
Yeah, I mean
You gonna get
Luca
his old
not.
ass out of
Yeah.
here.
Again, you hey man, if you want it, you better go try it. Hey, Luca might not try on defense, but I bet he try his hardest on offense. He gonna give you everything he
Man,
got.
he about to get in shape. He about to play for Slovenia now in the FIBA Cup. He about to get them runs in. He training this
Yeah,
offseason. He about to get
yeah,
right. He about to get
and
right. He
he's
about to
still
come
gonna
back
be a
2%
cone.
body fat.
But let's not get back on them. Let's stay right where we at, cause we also got to talk about this Shea slander that you've been tossing around, like Shea not being hooping all playoffs. Of
So this
course,
is
if of course it's the playoffs, everybody's not gonna perform at their peak. Everybody's going
right.
down some, but he's still amongst the top. He's still balling. What's the Shea
I
smoke? Let me
mean,
know what the Shea hate is, man. What's the smoke, man?
to his
He
fairness, I
had
will say
31
this.
last night. He balled out last night, but that's beside the point.
To his fairness, I will say this. Most of the young dudes been struggling. Like
Yeah.
Ant just had a good game last night, but if you look the last couple games, Ant been playing like
Oh,
buns.
Ant been yeah, he been
Yeah,
shaky.
Tatum and Brown were playing like ass until Tatum was
They
playing great
always
before he got
shaky.
hurt. Who else was playing like ass? I'm trying to think. I'm not gonna get on Cleveland too much. They were missing three starters, and Donovan was killing it. Indiana going
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like most of the
yeah,
big
yeah.
young players just weren't playing well. And part of that, I think, and I was talking to somebody about it. I think part of it is the fact that these dudes dominate so much in the regular season. They're never in high intense situations that often.
Exactly. Yeah,
So when I'm
yeah,
looking at Shea in particular, the thing that I noticed, and this when I talk about him, most of the issues I'm talking about are stuff that I'm seeing as he's playing the game. Because the numbers and the shot splits are going to look different. Especially like
yeah,
if you
yeah,
look
yeah.
back at the first series when they were playing in Memphis, Shea did not have a good series that series.
Yeah,
But
it
because
was
that
just
team
easy
was so good,
picking.
y'all blowing everybody out. But he's just
Yeah, 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 yeah. He was
what
just
I've
doing whatever.
noticed in this
He
series in particular was he has the issue. His playmaking needs to get better because you'll notice
yeah,
he'll come downhill and somebody getting helped off on, whether that's usually it's Lou Dort on the strong side, and they'll cheat off of that and they'll make sure Shea is seeing two bodies every time he gets into the mid range.
yeah.
And he's not kicking it out and he's taking like these rough contested shots and they're just not
These
falling.
tough ones, yeah.
And they get him
Yeah.
to do that a couple times. Now they getting better at it because at the end of last game, they
That
found
last
like
game he balled.
what was
I
it?
was
Jalen Williams in the left corner that he got like a wide open
mhm.
three out of that, where he started, okay, they're kicking it around now. He's starting to find the passes out of that. But that's honestly why the series has been so close, is because he has not kicked to those open dudes when he's getting doubles. He's drawn the double team every time.
And I think it's again like what we was talking about earlier, just a matter of scheme of where This like their whole game plan is like, okay, we're not gonna let Shea just hoop on us. We're gonna make him kick it out.
Right,
And
right.
he's again so used to we didn't kill. We weren't even playing fourth quarters for real this whole
Mhm.
season. So it's like you done got so used to just getting it and just going dominating. Where now it's like, you do got to kick it out. But he's still he's not playing the best, but he's still
Cause
getting
I'm
us
when
what
I
we
talk
need to
about him,
get.
when I talk about certain players, like I'm grading him on the standard that he's at, the level he's playing at. You
Yeah,
playing at an MVP level, you a top 5, at
yeah,
worst, like a top 7 player in the league. I'm grading you next to dudes like Giannis, like a Jokic,
yeah. But
like a
like,
Luka, where I look at them and they're in the games, they're executing. Granted, these dudes have been through the fire multiple times before. That's honestly, I think that's part of the issue y'all
these
have
are
playing this team
champion.
is that y'all a team that didn't play fourth quarters, and now you playing a team that has played in like a million fourth quarters before.
But see, the crazy thing is, we win in fourth quarters. We just we'll win the whole fourth quarter and lose at the end. Well, the couple
Yeah,
games we did lose, we made some bonehead mistakes. Was that game one when we fouled at the end?
yeah, well,
When
yeah,
we
because
fouled, yeah.
Dagnall was
Oh
like,
my
"Yo,
god.
coach." Dagnall, another thing where I'm like, I think that's maybe some
Oh
fool's
my
gold. I ain't
god.
gonna lie, because he looking like Thibodeau, where he's like, "Yeah, that's our philosophy. We gonna stick to it." I'm like, "Well, bro, you can. Why would you foul up three?"
Why would we foul up 3? Like, what are we
He's like,
doing? There's no guarantee we're gonna like, and then man, I don't even wanna think about that because as soon as I seen Chet walk up to the line, I was like, "Oh,
"Nah,
we're
that was tough.
fried." I just
That
knew
shit,
we
that
was
shit was shit.
fried.
That shit was tough.
I
He did not
knew
want to
I
be
was like,
there.
"There's no way he makes this." I thought he was gonna make 1, but I'm like, "There's no way he makes both of these." Like, we're fried. Like, what are we doing? And then after that, after you missed that, I'm like, "That's green." But I think one thing, of course, I still believe that we're gonna win it all. That last game really, to me, I'm like, okay, I like
Mhm.
how we closed that out. I really liked how we closed that out. I really like that Shea finally had. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Shea been, of course, I don't think he's been playing as bad as you, but I know he has been playing MVP level. But I feel
Yeah.
like yesterday he really stepped up and really had one of them games, especially in the end. Like I was really hyped how he took over at the end. You know what I'm
Yeah, he
saying?
was going
He hit a
crazy in
couple
the
clutch
last
ones.
game.
He hit a couple clutch ones. So you know what I'm saying? I think this whole series, we gotta win this. If we win this, I think we win the championship. I don't
I
think
think
nobody
y'all
else
are still my
pushes us with this.
favorites.
Yeah, I don't think
Well,
nobody else pushes us
only
like
other
this.
team I could see doing it is maybe Minnesota, but I think their thing is like the shooting be so wishy washy with them. Which, granted, this series y'all done have some wishy washy shooting too. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, 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 for
Caruso, for
sure.
whatever reason, is y'all best shooter for whatever reason. I don't
That
know why.
hey,
That shit hurt my heart.
we're
I be
just
seeing
so
him. I see
well
him in that jersey, and I'm like, damn, we should really have this man on our roster still, bruh.
we're just so well constructed, man. That's why like last year it was cool, but this year that's why I had as much like coming into this year. Anybody that know me, I've been popping it. Like I
Mhm.
really genuinely believed from the beginning of the year, from off season. Once I seen we got Caruso and Hartenstein, and I knew we was getting Chet back, I was like, we winning the ring.
Yeah.
I've been saying that. I'm like, we're winning the ring,
I ain't even
and
mad at that
so
either
I
because
didn't.
I ain't gonna like I wouldn't do the same shit. Not best
Oh
believe
yeah,
we have the off season. I think we about to have. Oh, best
yeah,
believe I'm
yeah.
talking shit. I'm
Hey,
talking shit.
look, Imma talk trash and, what I'm saying, act like, what I'm saying, you was being delusional, but if anybody know me also, bro, I'm delusional on my fan bases too. So,
Mm.
like, when PG in 2018, 2019, PG Russ, you couldn't tell me we wasn't winning the ring. You couldn't tell me that whole year, but I just what come with being a fan. This year just different, dog. They finna win the MVP. We finna get that ring, man. We finna
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie. I legit think they waiting to see who gonna win this series before they announce who the MVP is. Cause this
no, for
thing, they didn't
sure.
announce every other award, and we
For
about to
sure.
be at the
They
end of the
can't
second
announce it
round.
right now.
They
They
waiting to see who
can't.
about to win this series before they say
They can't. They can't. I'm
Cause,
scared.
'cause
'Cause
it's
if
crazy.
if
You got
they
both the number 1 and 2 candidates in this series too. It's like, yeah, bro, they about to really
this
see who
is
about to
and
win
it's
this shit.
like, man, I saw I'm like, this is I don't care what nobody say. This is one of the best series I've seen in a long time. Like the storyline, having two MVP, like the top two MVP candidates, them actually like really going at it. Like you got both of them struggling here and there, and then having big game, like just everything about it. I'm like, man, I really you got the championships versus
Mhm.
championship, one championship. Let's not give them no
Yeah,
extra grease
yeah,
over here.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
One
yeah.
championship versus, what I'm saying, the young up and coming. So I I'm locked into this one. But
I'm
I
trying
like
to
like
think of
you
this.
said, I think we beat Minnesota though, because I think we
Yeah,
match up with Minnesota better than y'all do, better than the Warriors too, because we got the bigs. We got the size to
yeah,
just
yeah,
sit
yeah.
down there. Like y'all want to go play big ball, we'll put Hartenstein and Chet in. Like We play big ball. Let's play
I
it.
think the one way we killed them was that we were just making Gobert play on the perimeter, and because y'all at least Chet can do that. You can run Chet at that 5, and you can make him do
Yeah,
that if Chet's
you
hitting his
put Chet at the
shots.
5. If we put Chet at 5 and you just go wide, then I
Mhm.
think we start to see MVP Shea, tee up too.
We're gonna see
Because
because I'm
if
curious.
it's just
I don't know if they gonna put. They probably gonna throw Jaden at him. They got to throw Jaden at him.
they
Just
gotta
throw
throw
like
Jaden down. I don't
yeah.
think Ant's guarding him. It's gonna be too much. I think you're asking too much of Ant. I think you're
We're
asking
gonna
too
see,
much of Ant.
man. But looking at the future, this is probably like the last thing I want to get into too. Is I know we had the draft that just happened. You get the first, second, third, fourth, fifth picks go out. The
Yeah,
first thing I want to get into is the whole aspect of tanking being dead at this point, and hopefully teams will stop trying to tank because at this point, the way they've changed the draft lottery to work out is that you only have so low of a floor. And
yeah,
I maybe outside of Philly back when they got Joel and Ben, I just don't see too many teams that tank actually get a number one through like a 1 through a 5 pick for real.
yeah.
It's usually teams that are like in that Utah Jazz middle area that are bad, but they're not like super bad that'll get those top picks for real.
Well, I mean, you
Unless the
say
league
that, but
needs you to win. Because the
you
league, you
say
already
that,
know this shit.
but the Spurs just got Wemby after a pretty bad tank job. I'm trying to remember how bad they were that year. They weren't good at all.
I won't consider it a tank job because bro got a blood clot like at near the end of the season or like halfway through the season.
No, I'm talking about the year before they got Wemby. Like that,
Oh, the
that
year before? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That
So
was
I,
were they
yeah, they was
tanking for
bad.
real? Because they were
They was
bad, but I don't
bad.
know if they was just because
It
they were
was
just
no,
it was bad
I'm
though.
trying to remember the specifics. They was taking for real. They had Jeremy Sohan running the one. Let me remember this. They had Jeremy Sohan running the one
But
all
they had him
year.
doing that
Come
with
on.
Wimby there though. They had Jeremy so that was just Pop saw something in Sohan that I don't think
And
nobody
you
else saw.
and you know what they got the year after they got Wemby? Another top 5 pick.
Yeah.
And now they got Wemby and Stephon Castle who just, you know what I'm saying, did what he did. So
Wimby
now
there,
you
man.
have another
Oh,
top 5 pick.
it's about to get ugly because they about to trade for
It's
Giannis.
gonna get
They're about to get
nasty in
Giannis.
San
Giannis is about to
Antonio.
bring his big ass to the West, and I'm about to be annoyed. I'm about to be so annoyed
It's
because this
gonna
is
get
probably
nasty with San
this may be
Antonio.
the best defensive like team, at least front court that I've ever seen. If you got Wimby and Giannis at your front court, and that's
It's
like,
gonna get nasty in the West.
bro,
Just
when I'm looking
oh
at
man,
players to put next to Giannis, Brooke Lopez was like the perfect one, and like whenever he was still able to go. But I don't think there's another player in the league outside of maybe Miles Turner that matches Giannis as well as Wimby does. Where you got a dude that
yep,
can shoot the ball, create for
yep,
himself, and then he gonna
yep,
block and clean up everything at the rim. All you got to do
yep,
is dunk on people and clean up stuff. Like that,
yep.
that rim is locked down. The paint is done for. I don't know how you get to the rim with that team.
You pump fake, you get Giannis to jump. Now Wemby behind you. You're dead. You don't go to the rim against that. It's gonna get scary out there. I really hope that don't happen though, because the West is already
We got to get rid of conferences if that
insanely,
happens. You got to get rid of
insanely
conferences if that happens.
stacked. Like it's somebody's got to go to the East. The East is just somebody's got to go out there. The West is just way too saturated. Like it's getting bad out there.
It's getting annoying. I'm like, bro, because
It's getting bad
there are
out
other
there.
teams that could trade for Giannis, but like, there's no team with a better package than what San Antonio got right now. They could give you
Yeah,
all the young pieces, a number 2 pick, and still be cool.
I seen you don't. Yeah, why do you think they would trade Cooper Flag?
Oh, so we can get into this real quick. First and foremost, how I've heard Nico
I've
talk
seen
about
some other people say that too, so I'm extra interested.
because what I'm looking at outside of Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LeBron, Shaq, there's not too many like number 1 through 5 picks that are coming into the NBA and immediately making like they're playing at a generational talent level. I don't know ball on bro. I don't know his game like that. I don't watch college basketball. So from what I've
Yeah,
heard, people's comps to him has been like Kawhi or like an Andre Kirilenko type of dude, where like the defense is there crazy, but the bag is not all the way there yet. So I don't
yeah,
know. And then
yeah,
going off of what I know about AD from watching AD play, like I'll probably watch damn near 82 games of Anthony Davis or whatever he plays. It's never all 82 for like the last
mhm,
4 or 5 years, maybe 6, 7, however long he's been on the
yeah,
Lakers at this point. He cannot create for himself, and he gets modes where he get too passive. It'd be annoying as hell because he'll have games where like he's gonna get it off and you're not gonna stop him. And then he has other games where it's like he's waiting for the ball to get to him.
yeah.
And I'm looking at what that team needs. They got the wings. You got PJ Washington. You got Jaden Hardy. You got Najee Marshall. You got great perimeter defenders, 3-and-D guys there. You got Clay Thompson there too.
Oh, they
You
still
don't
got
have
Quentin
point.
Grimes?
Yeah, they still got Quinn Grimes. Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
steal.
yeah.
And they got my
Yeah.
boy Max Christie too. Max about to ball the hell out of
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
though.
yeah,
Max about to
yeah,
go
yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Max is their starting
Yeah.
shooting guard next year. I swear to God, he's gonna be their starting shooting guard next year.
They still got Clay, then you have,
But they got
injured
all the
Kyrie that's coming
wings.
back.
They got
Yeah.
all the wings, but they don't have any guards. They don't have a facilitator to get it because I know AD. You got to get him into position to score, and they don't have that. And then Kyrie's not coming back, so probably like the playoffs of next year, damn near, if not halfway through.
Yeah.
And then at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point, Kyrie's 34, 35 with a
Off of
ACL tear.
ACL. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, and his whole game is like the herky jerky mo. I'm like, you don't know you don't know what he's gonna look like. So I'm like, when you're looking at what they have and what they have to trade, they don't got a lot of things they can trade right now outside of obviously because they can't really trade Daniel Gafford because he's about to be a free agent, I think. And
Mhm.
he's not coming back because you already got Derek Lively that you about to pay soon, and you
Exactly
got
that you
AD on a
finna
max contract.
build
So
around.
Daniel Gafford's gone, which I've heard stuff around LA potentially trading for Daniel Gafford. I hope we do at some point, maybe potentially, because that's somebody we can afford. We can give him the bread and he can
He's
start for
nice.
us.
Yeah, he's nice.
But I don't know how they go get that point guard without giving up something like Cooper Flag. And then when I'm looking at what Nico said when he made that trade, he said we're trading for win now. Because it doesn't make sense for you to trade for the future when you're a generational guy who is putting up Michael Jordan level scoring numbers in the
No,
playoffs and got
he
you to a
no, for
finals
sure.
and he's 26. You trading for now? Okay, if this guy isn't your now, you got to be looking at like getting KD or Giannis, or you got to be looking at like an established dude that's already got a ring for you to be talking about winning right now. And
No,
I
but
just don't
see,
see them getting a again Cooper. I don't know how good he is. I don't know if he's at a Luca level
he's
first year or
nice.
what he is, but
Cooper's nice.
I don't see
Cooper's
you getting
nice.
him and then that putting you into a title conversation in like the next 2 to 3 years because
I
AD's
think
already
getting
like 34, 35.
I I think he's nice, bro. I think with that core too, I think I agree though. They need a passer. They need somebody that's gonna facilitate, and that's the problem. That's why I see with But like, who would they be able to get? Like,
They can get a lot of people with like with their number one pick in the draft. You can go get, let's
well,
say,
who's
at
giving
bare
up a
minimum, if they
who's
don't
giving
go
up
get the
a
point
franchise
guard,
point guard?
they don't need a I don't honestly, I don't think they need a franchise point guard. I don't think they
If
need
you're
one. I
giving
think
up a number one pick, you're getting a franchise point guard. You better get a franchise point guard back.
I mean, because obviously there's the easy shit. Like you could look at like a Trey Young, obviously,
I
because I
was
don't
gonna say
know.
Trey Young, but I'm not taking that trade. I'm
I
not
don't.
giving up
You're
Cooper
not
Flag
taking
for
Trey
Trey Young.
Young,
Not for Cooper Flag. Heck no.
bro. If you're talking about winning now, and you got Trey, who's I think he's been underrated as hell the last couple years. Dude has probably been a top 5 point guard in the NBA. I mean, granted, if you count dudes like Luca, because you got them 7, 6, 10 dudes that are point guards now.
You're not even looking at Trey Young. You just got rid of Luka because he's a cone on defense. You're not even thinking about Trey Young. He's not even in the
But what's
conversation.
crazy, Trey fits on this team because you got nothing but defense around him, though.
You're
You
not
got
even thinking,
all-star rim
man.
protectors, you got lockdown wings on the perimeter. Like any defensive lapse, because we talked about Trey in the past, so while like, I don't consider him at a certain level, because of the defense. It's like I talked about the offensive production not matching the defensive lapses. When you have a team like that that's that good defensively,
You're
he
not.
can you is
But
covering up all his defensive mistakes for real.
but again, if you already just like you said with the whole him, doing it to win now, you've also established like one of the reasons like defense is one of the reasons you're not gonna go get Trey Young. And
Now
that
that's yeah,
even with
he's
all the
sad.
rest of the even with
Yeah,
all the rest of the defense around him, you still don't like I just don't think like nah.
yeah.
And again, for a guy like Cooper Flag, like if they're thinking about taking Cooper Flag first, like that's already that makes your defense already crazy. Cooper Flag
Yeah,
and AD on the same team is going to be a lot of defense to
it's
see.
gonna be crazy.
And I think Cooper Flag really, I think what people are underestimating that they're going to see when he gets to the NBA. I think Cooper Flag play makes a lot better than people realize. I think he just was dominating that Duke.
I
He
think
just was
that's a
killing.
lot to ask though. Like
I'm not saying that like he's gonna be the
even
main.
a dude like Shea, where Shea's been elite for a while now. We already seeing where like, all right, he's in the playoffs and he's still trying to figure out the playmaking aspect of it. The only dudes I've
Yeah,
seen come into the league like that have like NBA level playmaking ready is like Magic, LeBron, Luca,
but see,
Yo, not even Jokic at that point. I don't even think rookie
but see,
Jokic was
not
passing like
but see,
that.
I'm not saying that he's gonna come in and be their playmaker. I'm just saying that he can play make more people
Yeah,
realize.
yeah, yeah.
But what I'm saying is I'm not trading I'm not trading this number one pick because one, there's nobody to get for a number one pick. There's
Huh?
no there's
You got
who's gonna trade a number one pick worthy player? I would rather just go get if we just need somebody to pass the ball, I can go get somebody to pass the ball for something that's not a number one uh overall pick.
I
I
mean,
can go get
off rip, you got I mean, we already talked about Giannis. Giannis is out there in the market. Now, do I think they have the best package for Giannis? No. Is it potentially there? Yeah, 'cause they got
we
we talk about
talking
all the
about
wings they got.
playmakers. We talk about somebody that's gonna pass the ball. We're not talking about
I
Giannis.
said I want a playmaker. Now, what I think Nico Harrison will do is different from what I think they should do. What I think he's gonna do is try to get the biggest thing possible. Because I know they talked about KD being the thing for the longest time, but we know KD, he out of Phoenix. He's done. Phoenix is they trading he getting out of there this summer. If not him, Booker out of there this summer. Like we know Book and KD out gone from Phoenix this summer.
But see, it would have to be now in those it would have to be something drastic like that. If you can get Giannis back, I'm trading basically anything.
Yeah,
'Cause I know what Giannis is gonna get. There's no question about his potential. This is Giannis. Every day, every night, he's gonna walk in here and
yeah.
give me 30,
You have a
20, and 5.
questionable fit with him and AD, but I think that again, the defense you gonna have on that team is going
You
to be
can't yeah, it's gonna be
ridiculous.
insane. And the pressure on that rim is gonna be wicked. If you don't have 5 bigs, I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know how you're gonna play it. But, like, it would have to be somebody like, okay, you trading Cooper Flag for KD, I kinda get it
Yeah, they
'cause
get like they get
I
like a
wouldn't, 'cause you just don't I don't think that fits with I mean, maybe it kinda does, but then you're stuck with you literally have no playmaker then. Like,
yeah. I mean,
I just don't think that'd be smart for
if
them.
they go get like a Tyus Jones level playmaker to come playmake for the team, I can see it working. Or if they get like a because honestly, I'm hitting up Boston because I know Boston they flipping that whole team over right now. Because I already know the new people that took over the team don't want to pay for this team. They're already looking to do that. But now you got Tatum out for a whole year. I'm moving off Brown to somewhere. He's getting traded. I'm moving off you. You got to move off of probably Derek White because we already know Drew's probably not coming back. I think he's retiring. I was probably for
Mhm.
sure retiring because he already retired one time and came back. You're
Yeah.
getting rid of Porzingis. You're like that experiment's cooked. Like you're done with Porzingis.
Yeah,
So
if you
like
can get
half your
rid of it.
core. So if I'm them, I'm calling up about Derek White. I'm calling up about potentially
But that's not your
Kevin Porter.
playmakers. They're not they not playmakers. Derek White is basically a shooting guard that play the one just but he's there
I
for
think he
defense.
can. From what I remember him doing in San Antonio, I think he's stuck to that role now because of what
But
he
that
have in Boston.
but his value drops. Like his value as a like what makes him so valuable right now is what he's doing in Boston. He comes
Yeah,
to you know what I'm saying, we don't know what he I wouldn't take that risk, like thinking that he's gonna come like if I'm you know, they need somebody that you know is gonna come in and play, man. I'm not gambling on a Derek White or a Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard can get buckets though. I like Peyton
trying to think
Pritchard,
too,
but
because you got well, if you're looking at, I'm looking at Portland
what
too.
that team needs, like you said, they need somebody to get AD his shots. They would
Yeah,
need, you know what I'm saying? Kyrie gonna hoop regardless, but you know, you need somebody that's gonna get shots off and
you see the catch and shoot dude, somebody who's not a negative defensively. Like if they go get Malcolm Brogdon from Portland, I don't think that's a bad pickup for them. Washington, who they this you got
I know
Marcus
you didn't
Smart.
say Washington. What
Yeah,
are
you
we
got.
saying? In
Now I'm trying to look at
2025?
that. I'm trying to look at that roster though. You got because if you're looking at a dude to just play make a little bit and catch and shoot and play defense, I think Marcus Smart can fit that for you.
In
Now,
2025?
yeah,
You think
honestly, if we get what we get this offseason, I wouldn't mind him being in LA. I ain't gonna lie to you.
yeah, y'all can have
Yeah, I think because just know you're not passing. If you get this ball, you either pass it or you shooting it. Ain't no dribbling. If you put the ball on the floor, you getting benched.
I'm not going for that. I feel like I like Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's cool, but I felt like one of the problems Boston had with Marcus Smart was that they had no playmaker. They ain't really have it was Tatum and JB trying
You're
to,
right.
you
You're
know what
right.
I'm saying, which it still is now, but Drew Holiday's just he's a better playmaker than Marcus Smart is, I feel like.
Yeah, he's just a better
So
player in
I
general, in my
I'm
opinion.
just, you know what I'm saying, I just like I said, I just don't feel like there's a player in the market. I guess if you like you said, if you can get a Giannis, then do it. If you can get Giannis, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who you got it, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't think it's viable like to trade this Cooper Flag kid gonna be
Or hey,
nice. Like
Fred
I
Van
think he
VanVleet's out
brings
there
you instant Fred VanVleet's nice.
because you know they done with him. He's cooked in Houston.
Fred VanVleet is nice. I think the Amin Thompson, PG era is finna start soon though,
Oh,
but
it's about to get nasty over there. I
it's
love
finna get
Amen. I
nasty
love
in
Amen over
Houston.
there.
It's finna get nasty in Houston. So Fred VanVleet, I wouldn't be mad at that. Like if they get somebody like that,
Yeah,
it's a good name. But I don't
yeah,
know. I'm just not trading Cooper Flag because again, he might not. You're not asking him to win it all for you now, but you asking
yeah.
him. He can. I believe that he can come in and provide value. His defensively, he's gonna come in and provide instant value. That's one thing that you don't have to worry about with rookies. Like they get in there if they're already a defender. Usually they're gonna get in there and still be a good defender. Like they still gonna be able to strap. So I think he already brings that value, and then he's 6'8" with a lot of skill. I don't know.
We're gonna see. I think it's really just a matter of what AD and Kyrie are looking at. Because Kyrie came
Yeah.
there to play with Luca. He came there to compete. AD
Hmm.
was in LA chilling, wanting to compete for a ring. Now you
Yeah.
telling them, all right, cool. Here, AD, we got you here. Kyrie's gone for a full year on a Achilles tear. We don't know what is not Achilles, but an ACL, so we don't know what that's gonna look like. We got you a rookie now. Do you want to try to compete over here, or do you want us to try to trade you to a contender? Which,
See, maybe
if
something
I'm
like that.
them, if you're looking at like drafting Cooper and keeping him around, trade AD, trade
Blow it
Kyrie,
up.
blow it up
Blow it
at
up.
that point.
Blow it
Because
up.
I
No
don't even
cap.
like that. I don't even like that team for Cooper's development. Because it's like, are you telling me you about to be on a roster where most of the
You're the
shots are going to
fourth.
go through AD? You're
Yeah.
going to have all these other wings that are going to take, like, he's getting shots. Clay Thompson's getting
If
shots.
Clay steps on that court, he's
He's,
shooting that ball.
yeah.
It don't matter how it looks. It's going up. It's going up.
So I don't see a lot of room for him to really like develop
Yeah.
crazy outside of just, again, you just say the defense. Cause I think, again, you're going to learn how to play better defense with a dude like AD, who, in my opinion, has probably been the defensive player of the year multiple times in the
Yeah.
last
Yeah. No,
decade,
no, no,
damn
no. For
near.
sure.
But
For sure. And I
yeah,
think I
we're
think
going
the
to see.
idea of putting them two, and then you got to think about it. The reason why I like that Dallas trade. Like, even though of course you never like really trading Luca, but the reason why I
Yeah,
still was
yeah.
like, I still kind of liked the Dallas trade was because of what they could do. They could have AD at the four and have Gafford at the
Hmm.
five. So now with having AD at the four, Gafford at the five, and the Cooper Flag at the three, I think that's nice. Like I think that's something that could really could intrigue them and be like, let's see what that look like. And I think they're in a weird space of like they kind of have the luxury of like not the luxury, that's a very bad word to use, but like
Hmm.
you have time now. Like the idea of y'all winning now was built kind of behind AD and Kyrie.
Right, right, right.
That's the two you if you want to win now, those are the two proven stars that know they got championships. You're going behind them. You know you out Kyrie a year. So you got this rookie. Let's see what we do this year. Let's see how good he is. Next year, I don't
It's
know.
gonna be
But that's what
tough. I think the
it's
only
it's, it's,
downside to
it's
that is you're looking at the West. There's a lot of good young teams. Like
yeah.
y'all aren't going anywhere for a minute because a lot of your dudes are on rookie contracts and they're still young. San
Yep.
Antonio is like, especially if they get this Giannis shit,
I'm
they're
scared
gonna
of
be
them,
around for
bro.
a minute. I don't
I'm
think Denver's
terrified
going
of
anywhere
them.
for a while. I think Denver just need to retool and get because they've been losing a lot of role players for real. So they're one good offseason away from getting the right role players from being back to where they were. Hell, we in LA, nigga, we're like two big men and like maybe a point guard, not even a point guard, a role player away from being big contenders still. Because again, you saw what we did with no big man and pretty
I got
much no
swept.
roster, and we didn't get
I
swept.
got swept.
We didn't get swept.
Wait, y'all. Oh, yeah, my fault.
Yeah, we got a game though.
5-1.
We blew them out for a game. We didn't get
Gen
swept.
and then like a gentleman suite. That's what they call it, gentleman suite,
Gentlemen
man.
sweep.
Five
Hey, we
one,
didn't get
man.
swept though. We didn't take the
Hey,
4-0. We didn't take
my
the 4-0
fault. My
loss.
my bad. Y'all got one. Y'all got one. My bad. I'm
We didn't
tripping.
take
My
the 4-0
fault.
loss. And most
Yeah.
of them games were close. So on top, hey, we kept them games close with no big men.
Hey, hey,
With no
hey,
big
look,
men.
man. Hey, man. Cancun feel the same regardless how you
Oh,
get there. I ain't tripping, man. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping.
that is not true. 'Cause the Cancun trips you took to Denver the last 2 years felt a lot worse than what we got just this year. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, this one was just a little. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I feel it. I feel you.
But yeah, there's a lot of teams, and especially with teams moving to the West, I think I'm looking at more Western teams that are like Memphis. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they look solid against y'all. I think they got to figure out their coaching situation because honestly, bro, I got no smoke for Jaw. I think people have their shit with Jaw blown out of proportion. The only thing I didn't like about what Jaw did this year was the whole thing of you were hurt and your coach had your team playing like a well-oiled machine. They're moving the ball, they're winning, they're doing stuff right. And because you weren't getting these shots that you're used to getting, now you're campaigning for your coach to leave and get fired. And
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, bro, like this is the dude that was responsible for most of your success in your career up until this point. And the team was playing. It'd be one thing if the team was playing ass, but the team was playing good, and then it's like, all right, now you got a great coach and Taylor Jenkins out of there now. And I'm like,
Yep.
all right, y'all got to figure out what coach you gonna
That
bring in, what the
whole
style is.
it's that whole I think next year they're gonna be really good. But I think
Yeah,
with everything coming into this year anyway, all the jaw drama, I think it's finally gonna blow over this offseason. Like
yeah,
he ain't really did nothing yet in a little bit. I mean, of course you got the grenades and you got you got the
that's
cellies,
funny.
but
You
I
know, I ain't
think
mad at that.
I loved it.
That shit
Like
is
everyone was
hilarious.
mad. I'm like, I love that. Like that was
When that nigga threw a
creative.
grenade, I'm like, yeah, bro.
I'm like, nah, he's trolling. Like, but y'all gonna find him for that too. Like, but like, I think that whole I think that's gonna kind of blow over next year. Everybody gonna
Yeah,
stop kind of hating on
they're
him,
gonna be great.
and
I think the X
maybe
factor for
I
them
think
though, that's Zach Edey. I think you saw he made a lot of mistakes this year in his playoffs, but I think this is really going to prepare him for the next season. Like Zach Edey
yeah,
was starting to look okay in that series by the end of it because he was again. I think he on the Jokic team. He on the Rudy Gobert thing where it's like, bro, you're 7 feet
you're
tall.
just
Just put the ball
huge,
up.
bro.
Put it up.
Just dunk it. Just put it in the rim, bro. You're huge.
That in the
You're the
free throw
biggest
line.
player on the court.
But he's
But
starting to. I
you
think
know
he's
what I
starting to
think they
figure that
got to
out
do?
though.
I think they got to get rid of Jaren Jackson. That boy's so sorry, man.
Yeah, bro.
That boy's
Defensive
so
player of the year, my
sorry.
ass, bro. That shit was
I
so
don't
fake.
get that right
That shit
there.
was
I've
so fake.
never that boy's so sorry, man. I've never seen a big man that can't grab boards like that.
We talked
He
about this
just
in with the FIBA team, bro. I was like, nigga, if you don't run him at the 4 and put Walker Kessler in there at that 5 and let that man rock.
yeah, man, it's just bad hoops. Like I don't know. They a couple pieces away. Like they gotta get their mindset right over there. But they a good team. I like their roster. Like I
Yeah,
like Desmond Bain. I like Ja. I like Edie. I like Jaren at times, but you just can't rely on him. Like if he's
yeah. I don't
not
think
being
he's a number
relied
2.
on, yeah, like he can't
Yeah,
be your second best player. Desmond Bain's gotta really step up to be that. Because when Josh out, it's like Desmond Bain be going crazy. As soon as Ja get back, Desmond Bain start chilling. Like we need you to keep hooping. Like so I don't know, but I like them.
we
The
gonna see.
West is just in a crazy spot, and
Nah, I think the East around the corner though. East got some
no, they're
teams.
not.
I swear to God, I promise you.
They're nowhere close.
I've been gassing the Detroit bandwagon
I
for a
like
minute
Detroit.
now.
I've been now I've been on your side with the Detroit thing. I've
Yeah,
been gassing Detroit for them. I like that
yeah.
Jalen Duran. I like Cade. I've
This
been gassing
Cade
them.
went crazy this year, bro. They 1 or 2 pieces away in the East, at least in the East, especially next year where you don't have Boston around. I'm like, hey, bro, them. I didn't think Indiana was gonna be this good. I knew they were solid. I didn't think they were gonna
I
be
never
this good.
I never know what I I find myself still not believing in Indiana, but they just gonna I think they just gonna keep making a believer out of me. Like every series, I'm like, Indiana not as good as y'all think. They finna get exposed. Watch.
Right.
Then they
Cause it's like,
win.
you telling me Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton leading this team to a conference finals? I'm like, all right, this shit seems so fugazi, but I guess we gonna rock with it.
I can cut a Pacers game on right now, call my homeboy and ask him to name all 5 players on the court, and I bet he won't be able to name 2. He'll probably only get Tyrese.
And they got they
And
got a
that's
they got a
why
the thing with them,
no, but see,
they
as a
got good
fan,
role
like
players, but it don't
as a
seem
fan,
like it
they got a real
fits.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's like you feel like they just got a whole bunch of people. I feel like they got a lot of guards, but like they just got a whole bunch of people and they just hoop. I like them though. I like the
yeah.
pace. They just they go get buckets.
They gunning the floor.
And
Their pace is crazy.
and
Uh,
Tyrese is a dog. I didn't hate it on him. He inconsistent at times, but I think that overrated comment turned
yeah,
him up. He been going stupid.
bruh,
He been
them
showing out.
and Orlando. Orlando was about to be demonic. If
Orlando
they
need
get,
a lot.
I don't think they need a
They don't
lot.
need a lot. They don't need a lot, but they need
I think they're like 1 piece away for real. Because I do believe Paolo can be the best player on his ring team. I love Franz.
yep,
They go back and forth.
yep,
Jonathan Isaac is like pre what like a version or two before what Aaron Gordon is now. Like he's that tall dude that can play. He can guard 1 through the
yep.
4, sometimes the 5. He can shoot the ball a little bit.
They need a
Jalen's
playmaker bad.
Yeah, I think they need to give it. I think Jalen Suggs goes. I think Wendell Carter can go because at this point you got Gogo Batazadeh. I think they really like Gogo. Um, Moats where's ACL, so I don't know when Mo getting back.
Yeah.
But that
I
his brother's
think
on the team, so I don't think he going nowhere for real.
yeah, facts. I was about to say, I don't think I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's why I don't believe in them yet until like I see them get but I think once they get a good uh playmaker, I think it will look good. I think Paolo can be top 5 in the league at some point. Like I
mm,
think he's nice. I think he's really nice. but I don't think they that nice. I like New York. I think New York can really. I
New
think New
York,
York is.
yeah, they gotta do this
I
shit
think
now
they're
though.
nice.
They ain't got too much time
Yeah, they
though.
gotta do it right now. They gotta do it right. I think they can go to the finals this year. I think they are gonna go to the finals this year.
Honestly, they're my
I
dark
think
horse
they
to win this
will.
ring this year. I ain't gonna lie.
They're
They're
not
my
beating
dark
us.
horse. I, bro, I swear,
They're not
because
beating us.
they match up with y'all probably the best. I ain't
They
gonna lie
do
to
match
y'all.
up with us well. They do match up with us very well. We got a stretch big. They got a stretch big. They got wing defenders. We got wing defenders. They got a
Inside big,
very.
they got the
Uh,
inside big. I
they
think
got
right
a
now, I think
scoring guard. We
is
got
it
a
Mitchell
scoring
Robinson like the
guard.
best offensive rebounding big in the league right now? I think.
I don't know. I don't keep up with
I think
Mitchell.
he is.
If it
Hey,
ain't
him.
Thunder, I don't want to
Right,
talk
right.
about them.
Hey,
nah,
they
but
they match
I
up
think
well, but it's
no, I
they
think they're
again they
nice.
don't got too much time because all the pay cuts they took and how expensive that team is.
I think they're nice. But other than that, I mean, Detroit cool, Orlando cool, Knicks is cool, Celtics,
They'll be back,
Pacers.
I think.
After
I
that,
honestly, I want
after
to say
that,
this is a guess though, but I do want to believe in Atlanta. Part of it, I guess, is biased. I live next to the center at this point, but
I always
Trey
want to
is
believe in
Trey.
Atlanta, but I give up.
I like Jalen Johnson a lot.
I do.
Risha
I like
Shea, Risha Shea showed a lot of promise near the end of the year,
at the
and
end. Yep,
then Dyson Daniels is a strap god.
nice, nice.
Aneka Kongu is really he's a strap god, so he looks great. They just
But
need
my
another.
question is, who is gonna put the ball in the bucket?
I think it could be Jalen Johnson. I think it can be. I think he's got a.
I just don't think that's him. I just don't
He
think
goes.
that's him.
He
I
raw.
think he's a
He's still
freak.
raw.
I think he's a freak athlete and he's a raw prospect. I think he's really good. I think he could be a great defender, a good wing. But I don't think like Trey needs somebody else. Trey needs to be able to fully be a facilitator. Like
Hmm.
he need to be a 17 and 12 type of guy instead of this 22 because he can't shoot. I don't know why he keeps shooting. He can't shoot. He need to be a 17 and 12 type of guy. And there needs to be another, he needs somebody to score the ball. Like I think that's been their problem with me for a long time. It's just him running this pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll, kick out, pick and roll, kick
Hmm.
out. Who else can you give the ball and they go get it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ain't had that. I've never seen him have that in his career
We gonna see.
where it was consistent. Lou,
I think it can be Jalen. I guess he got the extension. So at this point, he kind of got to be. You get that man the bag, so he got to be that for you.
I like Jalen Johnson. Oh, I do.
Nah, at a certain point, I don't know when Trey taps out though. I ain't gonna lie, because Trey about to be anybody 30 sometime soon. He like 27, 28.
He like 26.
Is
Being
he is
Trey,
he that
yeah.
young?
Yeah, we graduated the same year. He might be 27 now. Might be 27.
Yeah, like you about to be 27. You about to enter your prime for real, and you haven't really been on a contending team in 3, 4 years.
Hold on. Let's not get to where we start
He had
doing
been on a
Trey like
contending.
that.
He had been on a
He been
contending team since what 21.
yeah. But I'm saying he was there though. 21. He was lit.
He
He
was.
was in the
I'm not
pro.
saying he playing bad. I'm just saying like
Nah,
you haven't been on a contending team.
no, no, you're right.
They
You're right.
haven't
You're
put
right.
a
You're
team
right.
around you
Okay.
since then. I'm like from
Okay. He
21 until
26.
now, they haven't put a team around you. At this point, it's like, bro, get me out of here. At this point,
Yeah, no,
I
for
done
sure. I
gave
would have
y'all
been left
all
if
the
I was
time in the
straight.
world.
I would have been left if I was straight. Like I would have been left. Again, I think he needs another scorer, and they failed. They've never Dejounte Murray. They keep bringing in other role play. Like, nah, that was a bad way to say it, but like Dejounte Murray's not a scorer. Like he's not coming in to put the ball in the bucket. He's a defender. He's playmakes a little bit. He's one of them all around guys.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
need
I can
a
see.
bucket getter. Like I wish the Cam Reddish experiment worked out. Like I wish Cam
I
just
don't know what
stayed
it
there
is
and
with him,
just
bro.
got buckets. I don't know why he can't get buckets. He's so nice.
It's so weird because I remember him coming in. Dude's like, and everybody talking about, yeah, he gave me 50. He gave me 35,
I know everybody's seen that video. Everybody that like basketball, you've seen that
bro.
video. All these NBA superstars talk about
Because I'm
Cam
probably
Reddish.
looking at him and like Michael Beasley in the same vein where it's like they're great one-on-one dudes or great pickup dudes, but I just don't think their game fully translates to NBA organized basketball where it just you have to have a lot more. I can't even say it's
Yeah.
the processing. Maybe it is the process. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's like it just
I
don't
don't know what it
translate.
is either, like, cause and that's why I don't know, cause it's like it's buckets. If I need you to come get a bucket, like if you're a one-on-one ISO type of player, you still have like you should still be able to show your value of like, okay, it's 10 seconds in the clock, nothing's going on here. We need you to just go get us one. And
Mhm.
I don't know though. Maybe,
Bro
I
can't
don't know,
shoot. I don't, bro.
everything
I've watched him play all
I
this
just
year,
don't
and he
know,
just
bro.
can't shoot, bro. I don't know what it
I was
is.
so I was so high on Cam Reddish, like, I just knew him and Trae Young, and I was like, "Man, watch, Trae Young finna unlock Cam Reddish potential, he finna ball." I don't know, I don't know, but to your point, I don't believe in Atlanta for real until they get somebody that really show me a bucket.
I gotta see
So
what
I'm only
Reese Shea
looking
got to
at
offer. I gotta see more Reese Shea.
I
I ain't
I
watching too much. I watched him near the end of the
he
season for
started off
real.
so nasty, so
Yeah, but
nasty.
he a big though. He a big. You a big in the league, and on top of that, you're like a skill big where like your game is based around you handling the ball, shooting the ball. I think it's just gonna take him time to get that together for real. Now we
Yeah,
gonna see what it look
maybe he
we gonna
can, you
see.
know, he showed splashes of, like, him being a really good scorer, so maybe he could, if he pops up on some Larry Markkinen type timing,
Because I wanted him to be.
maybe.
I wanted him in San Antonio, so I wanted him to be able to play with Wemby so bad. I feel like that would have been
Who,
disgusting.
Zachary?
Wish to say yeah. I thought he was gonna get that pick. I thought he was gonna trade up to get that pick last year. Um,
Yeah,
but we
but
gonna
I
see what
only
happens with that.
I only trust, like, 4 teams in the East. I say all that to say. The rest of them, nah, the West is
Yeah.
like it's like 12 teams in the West that can win at any time.
Yeah, I think most of it is just because they got. I think the Wizards have so much established talent where like you've seen them either win a ring or go through the fire to get to a ring or to get to a finals. It's so much unproven talent out east where it's like, all right, y'all got to get it out the mud.
I gotta see it. I gotta see it happen. See it to believe it.
Man, we gonna see, bro. But I know
Yeah.
I've had you on here for a hell of a long time at this point. But again, for people watching it, because I don't talk about a lot of sports on here, especially a lot of basketball. So for people that have been checked out for the last 45 minutes, I understand. If y'all want to see more talk about basketball sports, y'all let me know. Maybe I'll do something like that for like premium content. I'll do it in the Discord or something like that. But y'all let me know. But is there anything you want to plug on here before we get ready to dip out?
Um, you can follow me on anything, ALW Lecupboy on everything that you look for is ALW Lecupboy. So, like that's YouTube, Twitch, things of that nature. I'll be live, generally every other night, every night for real, if I can, around 8 to like 2. And then check me out on YouTube and things of that nature. I really appreciate the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, you having me on here and all that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it.
And I'll have his stuff linked into the description so y'all can just go click that and find it there. At bare minimum, this YouTube channel because I know I'm
Yeah.
subscribed on that, so I can find that pretty easy. But yeah, y'all. Again, this has been the Captain's Lounge. These series again are for what I want to do as far as just having general conversations to different creators and people that I find dope or curious in general. Again, I've had Don't You on here. I've done the interview with Mawewa. So you guys have kind of adjusted to the kind of vibe that I have on here in general. But as far as stuff that I have coming up soon, again, I got the Afro Samurai video that I've worked a lot on that's going to be coming out soon. I'm waiting to get that back from my editor. And I got a pretty big documentary type of thing I'm doing with Cartoon Network that I've been working on that may be a couple months before that gets done, but it's getting worked on. So y'all got content on the way. I may do a hot take video or something like I think the Dragon Ball hot take video is probably coming in a few days to try to keep the feet in the streets a little bit. But there is stuff
Mhm.
coming. I know grad school and work have had me kind of caught up for a little bit for people that are wondering why I've been posting as frequently, but we get back into it, especially over the summer. So y'all just stay tuned with me. But again, this has
Yes,
been
sir.
Captain Diesel of the Captain's Lounge with my boy ALW Lecupboy. And for everybody, remember, forever and always.
You're now watching the captain.
And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.